Hey guys, Gingy Gaming here, and for my first video other than a live stream, I'd like to talk about some of the pros and cons I've found so far with Battlefield 1. Obviously it hasn't come out yet, but this is just based on the trailers and some of the gameplay that I've seen and other ideas spread out through the YouTube community and Battlefield community just in general. So here we go, let's start off. Now, in the background, I have some TDM, Operation Locker gameplay with the ACWR, so enjoy that while I'm ranting on about Battlefield 1. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to the cons first, because everyone likes having the positives be last, right? You get to end with the positives, so let's go. Alright, the first concern that I bet pops into your heads immediately when you think of Battlefield 1 is the amount of customization. Obviously, in World War I, there wasn't as much customization, or I shouldn't say that, but as many guns, sights, grips, you know, all the stuff that you put on the weapons as there are in modern times, right? So that has come to be a problem. Now, on the flip side of that, though, they did say that there was actually going to be more customization than there was in Battlefield 4. In case you don't know, in Battlefield 4, there are over 100 guns, so I'm pretty sure that this might not be a problem, okay? It could be a problem, but we'll have to see. Alright, number 2 is the netcode. Now, Frostbite Engine has been known to screw up a lot. I mean, look at Battlefield 4. Battlefield 4's launch, I should say, which was pretty bad. You know, people were dying around corners, netcode was horrible. You got, you know, rubber banding, all these glitches and everything. And that caused people to get out of the game and say, no, I'm not going to play this anymore. And most actually didn't come back. And that could definitely be a problem with Battlefield 1. Just because we want the longevity of the game to be long, right? You know, that just makes sense. That's the other problem with the weapon customization as well, because if there isn't enough, then the longevity could be even lower, along with maybe even the netcode. Now, I think the netcode will be good also, just because Battlefront, it was good. The only reason that game flopped was because of the amount of customization, and something I'll get to a little bit later here. But anyway, for the third thing that I want to talk about, and I know many of you Battlefielders might be surprised, especially because I'm also a fellow Battlefielder, but it's actually the campaign. Now, I know many of you Battlefield players out there, you don't really care about the campaign that much. You're really only into it for the multiplayer gameplay, and I completely understand that. I am too. But there are a few things I do want to see with the campaign, especially because we are going to get some people from Call of Duty who expect a good campaign. Here's what I want. World War I was a horrible war. Obviously, all wars are horrible. Not stupid, but horrible. And, well, they are stupid as well. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Okay, here we go. It was a horrible war in the case that there wasn't really good or bad side. Alright, in World War II, you could probably say we were probably on the good side, because let's be honest, you know, we were up against this fascist dictator who, you know, killed 12 million people in total, 6 million Jews. So, you can obviously say that, hey, we were probably on the good side for that. But in World War I, the only reason it really started was just simply because of the tensions between Serbia, Austria-Hungary, Germany, and that started basically the whole war. There was no good or bad side to that. In fact, you could even say our side was bad, because the Serbian who killed Francis Duke Ferdinand, he was on, you know, Serbia's side. That was the side we were on. So it could be, you know, even us that were the bad guys. I know many of you don't want to admit it, but anyway. So that is the main problem with World War I. Now, what I'm getting at here is that every single campaign in the Battlefield franchise is always these huge Michael Bay-esque scenes that, you know, huge, like, cinematic things that would never happen in war, let's be honest. And that gives it to the point where it's awesome, but it's pointless as well. There's no reason that should have happened, and the characters in the campaign you barely even care for at all. There's no, character development or anything, especially in the Battlefield campaigns. Now, Call of Duty is a little bit different. I know the earlier ones were pretty good, but now it's even getting to that point where it's just these huge cinematic scenes that no one really cares about, and don't really have anything to do with the actual campaign. So here's where this is what I want it to be. I want it to be a good story, you feel for the characters, and you have this dark story. I want it to be like dark, and the fact that we didn't even have to be in this war, like that'd be kind of the point of it, if you know what I mean by that. That's what I want. I mean, look at The Dark Knight. Everybody loved that movie because it was dark, and even though there was a hero in it, he was still saying to himself, he's like, Batman was like, hey, I'm killing all these people as well, I'm also the bad guy, and that can cause many problems. Also, look at the Star Wars franchise. Not only is it the best movie, many people say, in the Star Wars franchise, but it's also known as one of the best movies ever. Of course, I'm talking about The Empire Strikes Back, just because it was much darker than A New Hope. A New Hope was kind of a fun movie that you watched with your kids. While I should say that Empire Strikes Back is still kid-friendly, it is a lot darker than the first one, and that's also why many people liked it more. Plus, big twist, Luke, I am your father, but whatever. Anyway, so that is what I want for them to change. But there is one more. I will say. And that is, this is the main one. This is the main concern I have, is the amount of skill involved in the multiplayer. They already are raising the bullet velocity, and I don't really like that. I like it to be, normal Battlefield stuff, and like Call of Duty's just hit scan with sniper rifles, so I think that's that causes less skill to be involved, and as a Battlefield player, I can tell you we do not want it to become Call of Duty. So I want tons of skill involved. I want the guns to have a good amount of recoil, not too much to play in Counter-Strike because I play on console, so I still want it to be okay to the point where I can still manage it, but I want it to be much more skillful, and like the previous Battlefield games, like Battlefield 4, Battlefield 3. So anyway, we're running out of time here, so I'm going to get on to the pros really quickly at the end here. I don't want this video to be too negative, so let's end with some good things. Alright, so really quickly for the pros, I'm going to start off with the most obvious one, the setting. No one likes that stupid futuristic shit anymore. Activision, there's a message for you. But anyway, no one likes that anymore, so people want a World War I game, and DICE gave us that, and we love it, right? We love it. So, with that out of the way, let's go to number 2. Number 2 I have is just some of the weapon balance. People were saying, what if the tanks are too powerful? What are we going to do? Is it going to be too open and everything? But everything kind of works in a balance, It seemed like from the gameplay anyway. You have the grenades that you throw on the tanks that can destroy them fairly quickly, even though, you're just a soldier. And you also have the anti-tank rifle that you actually have to use while you're prone, so it's not that overpowered. Okay, so number 3, I'm gonna say, is the amount of stuff you can do in the game. Not necessarily customization, but just the amount of stuff. You have tanks, you have armored cars, you have even horses, which I think are amazing. I really want to get on a horse. But anyway, for the final thing, bad company destruction. I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait for a building falling down on top of me. I die. That'd be amazing. Or destroying a wall and killing the other person behind it. So anyway, those are my pros and cons about Battlefield 1. Tell me what you think. I know I don't have that many subscribers, so probably not many views, but I hope some of you watch it, and thank you for watching. See you next time.